Hello and welcome to this R-Instat video on summarizing temperature data. Temperature data from Dodoma in Tanzania was summarized in the second tutorial video. In the tutorial, the general prepare menu was used to add annual and monthly summaries, so there are 3 data frames. The annual data have 56 rows, or years of data. The second stage used a line graph. The T-min summaries gave this graph of the annual means and extremes. Similarly, from the monthly summaries, the 3 variables shown were used for this graph. The tutorial used R-Instat's main prepare menu. Now the prepare part of the climatic menu is used to make the summary stage even easier. We now continue using the Ghana data, as used in previous videos. It is from 2 stations. In the climatic prepare menu, the 4 summary dialogues are shown here. We first use Klemdex and then the climatic summaries. Temperatures start in 1960. For convenience, filter the data to start here. We do this by defining a new filter for the year to start after 1960. Now we use the Klemdex dialog. There are 27 indices, of which 11 are also available monthly, which we need here. Clicking on the Indices button, choose the Temperature tab. Select the 5 elements shown. They are the extremes for Tmax and Tmin, together with the mean diurnal range. The main dialog confirms that 5 have been selected. Press OK. Are the results the shape that we would expect? There are 8 variables, namely the station, year and month, followed by the 5 summaries that we chose. There are 1,368 rows of data. That's 2 stations by 12 months of the year, from 1960 to 2016, so 57 years. 24 times 50 is 1,200, so that seems about right. Now use the climatic summaries dialog to see how the results compare. Choose Annual and Within. We include the 2 temperature variables as shown, and we use the month as the factor. The missing values checkbox remains unticked as we're being cautious. From the summaries, choose to include just the extremes and the mean. Return, then OK. This adds 6 new variables into our monthly data frame. 4 of the summaries should be the same as we found from Klemdex. Let's check. Well, that's a relief. Now that we've seen that they are the same, we can delete the second occurrences. They're not needed twice. There are now 7 summary variables. In particular, the monthly means are added to the temperature extremes from Klemdex. We can understand why the means are not available from Klemdex, because it's a system designed to study extremes. Their omission is not a problem as long as users don't limit their analyses to only the indices in Klemdex. If studying trends in temperatures, it's important to consider the extremes. But if their trend isn't different, then the overall trend is estimated more precisely from the mean. The mean is calculated from all the days in each month, while the extremes are just from a single day. This point is clearer with annual summaries, as was shown in the tutorial. Going back to the Dodoma data, the shaded areas are much narrower for the mean line than for the extremes. In contrast, the seventh summary is the mean diurnal range. This is from Klemdex and is not available from the Climatic summaries dialog. Is it just the difference between the means of Tmax and Tmin? Let's check using the calculator. There, simply take the mean of Tmax and subtract the mean of Tmin. Check with the try. It works and seems to be giving the same answer for the first years too. Call it diurnal. Good, they are the same, so we did understand it correctly. Finally, we will respond to a request for the temperature extremes and means on a 10-day basis. This is easily done. Return to the daily data and use the date dialog. Select the decad option and press OK. This adds a decad variable to the data. Now we go back to the climatic summaries. Here we make our decad variable the within factor. So there you have it. Starting from the daily data, the first stage of analysis is a summary. For temperatures, the mean is obvious, but there are many others, including the extremes. You may require a standard summary, perhaps through Klemdex, or you may want flexibility to respond to specific questions, as we showed as well. And the summary may be annual, or it can include a seasonal component, like quarters, months, or decades. Then the second stage is to process these summaries. Let's finish with a graph, a line plot, just as you saw earlier in this video. We use mean Tmax by the year for each station. We have a line of best fit and we go to plot options to include facets. Use the decad as the facet. Well, that seems good value. 36 graphs for the price of one. Or maybe it's confusing. Is the pattern the same for Tmin? Return to the dialog and change the element. Well, that's at least interestingly different. For Tmin, the lines seem almost identical for the whole summer, and with obviously positive slopes. That wasn't the case for Tmax. Well, that's it for now. See you again in the next video.